Now, going over to the business blunder of the day, Ford hitting 138 recalls of the year, and we look at a couple of the top of them. Now, this brought to us thanks to Motor1.com, specifically Jeff Perez. And they say, quote, Ford has issued 138 recalls this year. Here's all of them. Now, in December, Ford has issued 138 recalls spanning millions of vehicles, and that number could still go up before the end of the year because, of course, it will. Hilariously enough, they have the abomination Ford F-150 Lightning on the screen picture there, which not only had a lot of recalls, also loses about $50,000 per truck sold, and also has such low demand. They paused production a couple times throughout the year, and are now rumored to be debating: do we continue down this road? Especially as this is a political issue, because automobile, very highly regulated industry across the globe. In the U.S., you're not going to have that $2,700 tax credit going into 2026. That's going to affect a lot of consumer activity. Especially if they look at that truck that costs, $70,000 plus. Without that $7,500 tax credit, are you still going to make that purchase on a vehicle that's going to depreciate like a rock? Going to be recalled pretty frequently? Yeah, I can't but think. Yeah, probably. Again, Ford had one of the most egregious recalls of the year. Ford had an issue, I believe it was a Mustang E-Mach, their little bastardized EV Mustang crossover SUV thingamajig, in which it actually basically bricked the vehicle, as in, the vehicle needed a software update. It won't let you do anything. It had to sit there and wait for it to update eventually, which I would be so irate if that ever happened to me. Reason number 9,758,345,006 reason why I do not own an EV. My vehicles will always have gas engine and a third pedal, also known as a manual transmission. I will die on that hill. I don't care if I'm the last person on the planet and I'm digging oil with a shovel to get to that oil to fuel my baby. I will have a vehicle with 3 pedals. I love my little Honda Civic. Maybe someday a Porsche. Who knows? But diving into the article, again, credited to Jeff Perez. They say, quote, it's been a rocky year for Ford at the recall front. At the end of November, the Blue Oval had issued more recalls than any other manufacturer, a whopping 138 of them in the time of this publication. The recall spans multiple model lines and encompasses millions of vehicles. The earliest of Ford's recalls began in mid-January when the company issued 4 recalls ranging from a loss of drive power to misassembled steering gear. Yeah, I also remember they actually had trucks so poorly assembled they had mismatching headlights and seats. Again, I don't know I don't know if they're inebriated when they're assembling these things, but yeah, the quality assurance is not there for the most part. And again, I mean, some of these recalls are just so comically bad. According to data from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Ford's electrical system faced the highest number of recalls, with more than a dozen recalls related to backover prevention or the backup camera, which, again, I'm not going to actually fault Ford on that too much. Even Toyota had a 1 million car recall because of the camera systems in the back. And spoiler, a lot of these subcontractors and manufacturers of the widgets that make a vehicle, they're shared by multiple manufacturers. Again, you should still do due diligence when you're taking these inventories, testing them for actual production or putting in your vehicle. They clearly, I don't think they do. They say, quote, second only to Ford is Chrysler, which issued 47 recalls thus far this year. GM had issued 26 recalls. Volkswagen Auto Group issued 21. And both Honda and BMW issued 19. Here's a little infographic there, a pie chart, which of all the recalls issued in 2025, Ford represented 35%. It makes General Motors look reliable, which is saying something. Dear God. Now, they say, quote, as we know, though, recalls aren't always a bad thing, especially if they help identify a larger manufacturing issue. But for Ford, racking up more than 100 recalls through August is causing significant hit to the automaker's reputation and the bottom line. Yeah. Again, last year, in one fiscal quarter, they spent, I believe, right about $835 million on warranty work, which pissed off everyone from shareholders to consumers to dealers. Everyone hates that stuff. There's a big discrepancy. I think I pontificated about it before. I'll do it again. Dealerships don't like recalls. It's because warranty work or warranty pay from the manufacturer is a fraction of what they make for any usual work on the vehicle. It's free to the consumer, but again, the company, whether it be Ford, General Motors, or this, Chrysler, they pay the dealers directly to diagnose and fix the issue. They have to diagnose it really quickly, and the time in which they have to fix the problem is very short because, again, a lot of these, they're paid hourly. So again, these mechanics are pissed because when they try to diagnose a problem, they don't have a lot of time to do it, and they got to fix it really quick. And again, it's causing a lot of upset shareholders, a lot of upset Ford owners, and the dealerships don't like them because consumers, I mean, you get them in the showroom, but not in a good way. It's hard to upsell someone when they have their 50th different recall for the damn vehicle. I think the Ford Bronco is up to 18 alone. It's going quite bad. They say, quote, Ford CEO Jim Farley recognizes the issues surrounding the recalls, but it doesn't mean the number of recalls is likely to stop. In a recent interview, he said the company has employed even more inspectors and engineers to identify quality issues in the field, and recalls for older Ford models is potentially going to go up. Now, again, this is a quote from Jim Farley, the current CEO, and he says, quote, recalls that we had on a lot of vehicles are engineered from 2015 to 2016. A lot of the software OTAs that are not that expensive, which I'm actually going to stop that quote right there. To Ford's credit, I actually don't think it should count as a recall if it can be fixed over the air with a wireless update. And again, I think that should be the standard for all manufacturers. But again, right now, the U.S. government and the NHTSA, that legally counts as a recall against them. So again, even Teslas have that. Most car companies are doing over-the-air fixes, for better or worse. Personally, I don't like that much tech in my vehicles, but again, he did know that many of these recalls are software related that require you not to go to the dealership. Now, he said, continues saying, quote, I wouldn't actually correlate for investors. Oh, sorry. He says, I thought he was joking. He's not. I wouldn't correlate for investors the number of recalls and cost. Actually, our base coverage makes up more than 60% warranty cost, and those go down as we drive up these quality improvements to our product. But these products are out there in the market, and I expect more recalls, potentially going up at Ford, because we want to protect the customers. We have more inspectors, more engineers looking at our quality issues in the field. These are vehicles that are 6 to 7 years old, and we want to do what's right for the consumer. It's the longest lagging metric, recalls for quality improvements. That will be the last one that turns. Warranty coverages are already going down. That's something we're really proud of. Which, again, in terms of some of these long-term problems, every CEO has had it. Famously, Mary Barra, CEO of General Motors, came into the job where one of the first recalls, and again, happened before she was there, but the issue was before she was there, but the recall occurred when she was very early in her tenure as CEO, was the ignition recall. The ignition to the vehicle, spoiler, it was broken. It caused pretty much every General Motors product a stop sale, as in, dealers could not sell them. They could not even demo them to customers, and they replaced every single one of those damn things. It was terrible. And some people blamed her. I didn't, because again, they installed those and chose the subcontractor to make those prior to her tenure to affect those changes. And again, that's why some people are beating up Jim Farley. Again, not all this is his fault. It rolls up to him, but in terms of who's choosing these subcontractors, and he's doing the right thing, getting the guys out there who could actually do more inspections, make sure you're taking care of the customer long term. Again, I think that type of favor, that's going to go a long way. Consumers are going to appreciate that. Just reviewing a couple of these more abhorrent ones. Starting in January, one of the worst ones is loose transmission cross bolt members, which sounds really fancy, really complex. Just loose bolts that weren't tightened to spec, which I don't know how you missed that one. Consider you program a lot of these machines to torque it to a certain actual specific foot-pound. Another issue was the instrument display panel failing in January. Couldn't drive your vehicle. One of the more, hilarious for dark humor. This is February. Steering wheel may turn unexpectedly, affecting the Ford Mustang in February, which Ford Mustangs already have a high propensity to hit people leaving a car show. This is just insult to injury. I also have taillights failing in February. Improperly secured seatbelt buckle anchor, which, again, how are you not torquing that bolt accurately? Are you not calibrating your tools? Are you not paying attention? It's something just blow my mind. You also have trailer brakes might fail, loss of power while driving from undetected battery. Front windows may fail to reverse direction. That was in March. Steering column shifter may detach. That was another in March. Transmission may shift unexpectedly into neutral while driving. That was another March one for the Ford F-150, most popular vehicle they sell and most profitable thing they sell. Again, if you're going to pay attention to quality anywhere in the portfolio, take care of the trucks. That's what you're known for. That's where your highest gross margin comes from. Gas trucks. Again, you lose money on the EVs. Gas trucks is what keeps the company in business. Again, you have another one. Loss of brake function affecting the Ford Expedition Navigator. Airbag indicator not working. Airbag's not working. Driver passenger door trim may detach. Engine failure might cause a fire. A couple of those actually. Leaky oil. And again, some of these are just software updates, but they add up so badly in terms of the hardware issues. Again, people are going to stop buying this stuff eventually. Ford has a great culture around their trucks. People love those damn things. Personally, it's a truck with the automatic transmission. Why the hell would I want that? I would never buy one, obviously. But again, they're up to now 138 recalls. There's still time in the calendar year for them to do a couple more. We'll see how much this hurts them going into 2026 in terms of more and more people looking at the headlines. I gotta say, Ford, you're once again the business blunder of the day. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, don't forget to take time to give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, and a comment, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone, everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.